Oh shit! I hope I didn't just exit everything out. My mouse has been messing up a lot the last week or two.
Oh,
I
your
need
mouse.
Yeah, my mouse.
Hmm.
Maybe I need a new one, or maybe it just needs the new battery. I don't think it's that though. Welcome to Tina and Karen do the tube. I'm Karen.
This is Tina.
Welcome back,
What's
Tina.
up, folks? It's been a little while.
So,
That's for a reason.
yeah, Tina. How was Where'd you go?
Europe,
Europe. Okay.
specifically Western Europe.
You did a. Oh, really? Okay. So the less kidnappy side. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
so you
a
did a
little
road
bit.
trip from Lisbon to Amsterdam. Was that it, or Madrid?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, Lisbon. Yeah.
An American road trip in Europe.
Oh, it was real. Okay. Yeah. So, what was your best experience? Like, what were your takes?
Oh yeah, the best experience was definitely having my rental car getting broken into.
Really? Where was that
Oh,
at?
definitely.
Where was that at?
So literally the first 2 days, I got my rental car,
Oh
came back to
no.
my car after parking overnight, and there's a big dent on the side of my car.
Uh,
So I was didn't think much of it because thankfully the guy at the rental car kiosk convinced me to get full coverage. So I was like, I'll just deal with this at the end. Um, and
well, that
then
was thank God for him, right? So you would have been on the hook for all those charges if like.
some of them I had like mid tier, so he's like, no, you $300 more, you can do like full tier. So
What did
yeah.
you? What ended up getting stolen?
So next night I came back to my parked car in Porto, second biggest city in Portugal, and someone had broken the window and stolen the handheld GPS, which took an hour just to install, and I
Wait,
didn't
wait,
even
wait,
really need.
wait. Did I hear that correctly? Did your car get broken into twice in 2 days?
I got someone rammed into it and
Oh,
someone broke into it the next day.
oh, okay. So the
Yes.
first one, yeah, the first one was just an accident.
Yeah, so 2 days of having my car fucked with, and I was not a good sign for the beginning of the trip.
This is why I told you you shouldn't have gone a rental car. I mean, like the whole point of Europe is public transit. Take buses and trains everywhere.
An
Now have you learned?
American road trip in Europe,
Okay,
as they
fine.
titled it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, they stole the GPS, which I didn't really need, and my raincoats and
Uh,
a can of sardines. So
Seems like a
hopefully they
random
were just
assortment.
really hungry and
Just I don't know. Probably the GPS would look like it was valuable.
yeah, I think that's what got their attention. That or they just knew it was a rental car and it's a
Hmm.
thing in Portugal, but no other issues after leaving Portugal.
Okay,
So
that's good. Did you talk a lot of Portuguese people? Did they say like this is common, or was that just like your bad luck?
I think it's just bad luck, but the guy was very insistent I get the best coverage. So
Maybe that's a sign. Just saying.
yeah. The
Uh,
Portuguese people were nice.
oh, I'm sure of it. But
Honestly, the biggest language barrier was in Spain.
I was.
I should have practiced more Spanish instead of French, and
Mm,
because I thought I needed. I spent most of my time in France, or the majority.
mm-hmm. Big
But
country.
in Spain, like no one. I got by with just "Hola, gracias," and "Un cerveza, por favor."
All right. But before I was at like it sounds like next time we're gonna have to take a trip to the UAE. You know, you can't rob down there.
The
Can't.
UAE.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Like, I mean, seriously. Like, I mean, they take that shit seriously.
That's
You're not
true.
gonna get your car broken into there.
When they all have nice cars.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it too. I was just thinking like
Yeah.
more of the punishment, which happened.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But
Honestly,
wait. So
though,
did
I'll
you
give you
meet?
my best experience.
Sure, sure. But
Um,
before that, like, did you have any like? Did you get to talk and meet with any Portuguese or Spanish people before you got to France, or was that all just
uh,
language barrier?
to
No.
well, yeah, I did talk to a couple people along the way, all tourists actually.
Hmm.
Two Spanish women tried to give me a ride back from hiking because they didn't think I had a car, and then when they found out I had a car, they seemed very disappointed. Um,
Oh, they really. Mm.
I guess they really wanted to give me a ride back to town. Well, I took their picture for them, so
I have
yeah, I
two
think they were just
theories.
being nice.
I have two theories. You're gonna like one of them.
Yeah.
They were either into you and they wanted to see if you wanted to party with them, or they were bait for a kidnapping ring.
Oh, Both sound fun.
Both sound fun. All right.
Best part, I think Bruges was my favorite city in
We're
Belgium.
Belgium. Okay.
Like the most well-preserved medieval town in Europe, or one of them. It's
Oh
like
wow.
considered the Venice of the North.
Did you see any castles?
Yeah, I saw Dragonstone
Oh, that's
from
cool.
Game of Thrones. Yeah,
Really? That's awesome.
yeah. It's even better in person. Honestly, it's huge. It's all real, no CGI.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, at least
Uh,
felt that way.
do you have any regrets, or is there anything that you wouldn't do again?
There's definitely things I would have liked to do more, but since I was moving day to day, I couldn't stay too long.
Okay. So mostly
uh,
positive. You had a bad start to the trip,
yeah,
but like, I mean, all in all, they treated you well. Like
yeah.
meeting an American. How did you make any good friends?
I wouldn't say like
Mm.
I met a couple, like other tourists, and we talked and had some good conversations. But um, I saw our ex coworker too
Right. So you met up
in
with her.
France.
Where's she
Yeah,
living?
Clermont, Ferrand. It's right
Claremont.
in the middle of France. There's a bunch of like tiny volcanoes, and we went out to a Michelin star restaurant with her and her husband, and they took me hiking the next day and made me homemade raclettes. There's like a baked potato with melted cheese and meat.
Why they gotta fancy it up like that? Just say it's meat and potatoes.
It's like a traditional winter Alps specialty, I guess.
Fair enough.
But I was kind of tired of like dried meat by the end of the trip. There's a lot of gas stations. All they had for like snacks was like dried meat.
Really? Like what? Like land Jaegers and
Like like prosciutto or like
oh, okay.
salami.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, deli meats.
yeah,
All right.
exactly.
All right. Well, that's how they do.
Yeah.
Did you go to Paris?
No, I had. I think that was one of the conversations I had with some of the tourists I met in Bordeaux in
Uh-huh.
France. Is just all the protests going on.
Oh.
That yeah,
Oh, that they raised the retirement age to 64?
yeah. Well, and so all of France is up in arms,
What a
and like
lame reason to protest. This is a sign that like we're all going down the shithole. I'm just saying like I just like if you're thinking like raising the retirement age 2 years is enough to cause mass rioting and protests, like that's how fragile your civilization is. That's how fragile your democracy is. Fuck you.
guess that's what it means to be French.
Okay, yeah, that's true. they're known they're
they
known for their
couldn't.
revolutions.
They were trying to get from Paris to Bordeaux, and none of the metros were working because they were all protesting, and none of the buses, and they even tried to get a rental car, and that didn't work. And they ended up paying like a random guy to take him like halfway between Paris and Bordeaux, which like an 8 hour ride.
And Amsterdam?
Yeah, I went to Amsterdam. I
No, I
went to
mean
the
like
red
how
light
was it?
district.
Oh, but that's I wasn't even gonna ask. Okay, how was that?
It was cool. The canals are beautiful. Uh, Lots of tourists. My only complaint about Amsterdam was it was so much busier than the rest of the place. Like it took forever to get like my check at dinner for whatever reason.
Did you go to a cafe
I walked by a
or a
few
coffee
cafes.
house? Or what are they called?
I'm not too into marijuana, but
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's a coffee house.
yeah, technically, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Bruges favorite. Beer, waffles, candy, all
Well,
that, along with the architecture.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
Did you take
yeah.
up a lot of history and like felt like it was like really historical what you were seeing
Yes,
in
yeah, it's
Bruges?
like
Yeah, especially.
in Bruges and some of the other castles too, just like how intricate like the designs, like on our ceilings there's usually not a lot going on, but on their ceilings it's like car like it's like architect. I don't know. It's just
Like actual good
crazy.
design. They like
It's like they have a whole storyboard chiseled out on their ceiling.
that's awesome.
Lots of places.
That's great.
So,
Well,
yeah.
all right. My wife is probably super jealous of you. She would love to go to Europe. So that's not
Soon.
happening. Ha ha ha!
No, but soon.
once she becomes an American citizen. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's actually get into the video because I'm sure people want to see us react to scariest genre of horror. I didn't
Yeah.
see what video this YouTube channel was. Let me check really quick. It's from the channel 4 Plus.
4 Plus.
Not a big
Okay,
channel.
small channel like
Very,
us.
very small channel. Well, much bigger than us. But 1 million views. 1 million views. So whatever this guy had to say in this video definitely caught someone's attention. Maybe it's worth taking note.
Any guess what the scariest genre is?
Scariest genre of horror? I don't know. For me personally, paranormal usually is like the kind of horror
supernatural,
movies. Supernatural, paranormal, ghosts, demon, possession, hauntings, that kind of stuff. That scares me the most, I suppose. What about you? What is there a certain genre of horror that gets to you?
Definitely slashers.
Okay. Almost we're like
No,
polar
I'm kidding.
opposite on that way. Okay.
I think slashers are like the least scary.
Yeah, they're not that scary.
I kind of like cringe sometimes, or like body horror. You know, like
body horror. Is that rings a bell? Body horror, or what is that?
it's more what's his face. The director did Naked Lunch.
I haven't seen it. But no. Before you give me the director, like describe.
Cronenberg.
Okay, so but describe what body horror is. Is that the like mutation, like deformities?
Yeah, like Cronenberg did The Fly, which is like kind of a famous.
Yeah, I know The Fly. Okay.
Yeah, that would be one. But I'm not scared of those. They make me like cringe sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I like.
You have a deep-seated fear that your body's gonna just become malformed over time. No, that's a question. Come on.
No, I've never thought about that.
Okay, well, like
I don't think about getting old as much as I should, honestly.
I don't know exactly why. I don't know. I don't know exactly why the whole paranormal scares me. I think it's something along the lines of it's out of your control. With like a slasher, it feels like you can fight back. But with the idea that you're fighting something that's not really there, it's just fucking kind of like there's no fight. You're just like you are totally a victim in that situation.
It's like something like you shouldn't be scared of, but I don't know.
It's the unknown.
Deep-seated, like you're like a kid where you don't know everything anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cosmic horror is definitely one of my favorite horror genres too.
Okay. Also,
It's
Asian
kind of
ghost
more
stories.
like H.P. Lovecraftian horror, where you kind of have like this kind of cosmic being. You don't really know what it is or what, but it's causing like issues. And then there's sometimes a big reveal, and it's just this weird warped looking thing. Yeah.
Sounds like you like Warhammer.
I probably would. What's that one movie that is similar to Warhammer?
Well, I was going to say Warhammer is a lot of H.P. Lovecraft kind of like horror to it. It's mankind venturing off into the universe, and the main plot to Warhammer is that they discovered that our key to interstellar travel was this immaterium zone called the warp. But inside the warp was like negative energy that created these evil chaos gods. Like all the greed creates a greed god, all the lust create a lust god, and all this sort of stuff. And then
you getting into Warhammer a little bit?
Totally. I've been reading the books. I mean, like I like watching videos in my leisure time. I like watching analysis videos. So I've been really getting into it. So, I don't know. It's a good distraction. I think the world is too fucking messed up. I want to learn about a messed up world that's more messed up than ours.
That's an optimistic outlook.
No. Warhammer is the exact opposite of optimism. It's the most bleak.
More pessimistic.
It's the most pessimistic vision of the future. It's like it's the polar opposite of Star Trek. It's like the most horrible things happen to everyone at all times.
At all times.
You're all cannon fodder, basically.
Everything's horrible all at once.
Yes. I haven't seen that movie yet though. Apparently it's good. All right, let's get into the video. So, shall we?
Favorite genre of film would be, one would probably expect to say action movies, sci-fi movies, comedy movies, and yes, even romance movies.
You had to use fucking Brokeback Mountain for romance. Oh, that's a very sexy, smoltery look there, Jake Gyllenhaal.
I would honestly have to answer with horror. psychological horror to be specific. I would actually argue
Eh.
that psychological horror movies are extremely underrated for how effective these movies can be if well crafted. Think about it like this. What are movies supposed to do? Well, they're supposed to tell a compelling story, keep the viewer interested, but most importantly,
Arrival.
Wait, you found the fact that they're supposed to tell a compelling story very interesting? I wouldn't have thought that before. Movies are supposed to tell a story?
No.
I just like fucking Michael Bay Transformers movies. Is that like out of date? It's like is there a better reference to like crap action
What's
movies
the
now?
new like Transformers crap genre?
Can't be John Wick. I haven't seen the new
Apparently
John
the
Wick.
new one's good. I got 2 people that told me today that it's really good.
Everyone likes John Wick, but the point is
Yes.
John Wick tells a compelling
Fast
story.
and Furious.
Yeah, Fast and the Furious. But even then, that's not contemporary. We're talking about a film series that's now like, when's the first one come out? Like 97, 98? old.
Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
It's 20
I think
plus
early
years.
2000s.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep audience attention. And what's the third one he's gonna say?
the movie's supposed to leave the viewer walking out of the theater feeling something.
Emotional impact.
Successful movies in general are supposed to convey emotion and suck the audience in enough to where the filmmaker is able to make the audience feel exactly the way they want you to feel. And what a better way to do that than if the movie is able to borderline emotionally disturb the viewer, leave...
You've seen the Babadook?
I haven't, but I think I should.
I've seen that one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard good things, yeah.
It's compelling in the sense like so do you know what the basic story is? Like her it's
yeah, it's like a kid and something under the bed or in the bedroom.
there's a single mom who is stressed to the hell because her kid is a problem kid, and the problem kid is he's having trouble at school. He causes too much problems at home, and she's just stressed to the all hell that she's breaking down. And the kid keeps like blaming like a storybook character, the Babadook, for all the problems going on, and might be real, might not be, but she's just really the movie is watching the woman, good actress, I remember, but it's really just watching her break down.
Oh,
There's no
okay.
there's no monster, there's no well, I'm not spoilers there, but the horror is not that. There's a monster lurking about. The horror is just watching this woman break down.
Okay. Yeah, that's the like psychological part, is seeing her kind of fall apart.
Yes. So there's not much supernatural that goes on in that movie. Now, spoiler alert, there is a monster, but that's not what the whole movie's about, actually.
Interesting.
It's like,
okay.
yeah, there was some people like dumbly critiquing it, just simply saying you barely even get to see the monster. It's like, oh, it's so bad. It's like, that's not the point.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of like cosmic horror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little bit.
leaving them laying in bed at night, questioning reality and what they just saw. But what we need to really ask ourselves is, why do people like horror movies in general? From psychologist, guy whose name I'm not going to even try and pronounce.
You want to give that a shot? You just came back from Europe.
Yeah. Savine Ojkujo Johnson. I got Johnson.
Steve Johnson.
Steve Johnson.
So Steve Johnson made up a middle name, doesn't matter. They use bullshit letters that don't exist.
That's what I hate about European. They have all these accents. It's like the same letters.
Yeah, I fucking hate accents. Those fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. All the different like
Like the
umlauts
circle
and
above
yeah.
the A, the slash through the O.
That's because it's a different language. You got to get used to it. Not everyone speaks
Yeah.
English, although they should.
Yes.
You know, I always thought was kind of interesting. Like, so if you ever look at a map of like Europe in terms of like bilingual rates.
No.
Well, like I remember getting into arguments with Europeans about this because it was funny to me. But like they'll show a map. No, they'll show a map where it's like the average like European speaks 2 to 3 languages, and the average American speaks 1 language, or the average. And then like you look at the map, and like every map on the country is speaking 2 languages except for England. And then like it's really obvious what's going on. Is like, okay, this is not a cultural flex on you. You're learning my language.
Yeah.
It's like that's a flex on us. Like you think you're better than us because you learn
Do
our.
they speak 2 to 3 languages well?
Well, I don't even know if that's the case, but the point is that if they're learning a second language, they're learning my language. That's a flex I have on you.
Yeah.
I don't need to
Where are
learn.
the Chinese? Why aren't they stepping in with their Mandarin?
Give it time.
Give it time.
No, I think India will be the next actually superpower.
Think so?
I don't know.
How many languages they speak in India?
Two. Well, I mean, predominantly two. There might be more. Yeah.
Hindi, Punjab?
I was going to say Hindi and English. English is the official language of India.
Is it? No.
Yeah,
I don't think it was an English colony.
Yeah, there are more English speakers in India than there are in the United States.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a billion people there, but yeah. They speak a lot of English there.
Okay, all right. Go India.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just spitballing here because nothing stands out to me like as like a future
As the next
superpower.
superpower.
Yeah, because I don't believe it's China, and it's not Russia, and could be India, just because.
In India? Yeah. Western United States?
No, not at all. Our birth rates are terrible.
No, Western United States.
Our birth rates are terrible.
Okay.
What they are?
Birth rates are terrible unless it's
No.
Africa.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, but the Arabia, all the Muslim countries are actually pretty high.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe it's but the problem is maybe none of those countries are big enough to be a superpower. But maybe it's some sort of Arab alliance
Oh, Arab League.
with an Arab League with Saudi
Well,
Arabia.
I mean, Saudi Arabia and Iran did just establish, ties again.
I don't know.
That's scary.
If you had to pick the next superpower for the next 100 years, who do you think it's going to be? And you can include the United States.
For the next 100 years?
Yeah. So if you gotta say the 19th century is England, the 20th century is United States, who's the 21st century superpower? And you
AI.
can. Oh my God. So Mark Zuckerberg is the superpower.
Oh God, the metaverse.
Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, you heard it here. Mark Zuckerberg is the superpower. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh Lord.
All right.
States that by watching horror films, one can have a sense of control over both the situation or the viewing experience, and over the feeling of fear. Watching a scary film may possibly also function as a distraction from other feelings. What caught my attention was the last line, that it can serve as a distraction from other feelings. I've noticed that whenever it is late at night and I'm feeling depressed, I will actively seek to find a fresh horror movie to calm my nerves.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I'm feeling depressed. Usually,
Yeah.
don't people watch comedies when they feel depressed? Or maybe
I think so.
Now, there are some
Or
people.
I watch interesting movies, maybe if I'm feeling depressed or inspirational.
That could be true. There could, but do you think there are any people, or many people, I should say, who would want to watch a sad movie when they're feeling sad themselves?
I think that might be common.
You ever seen Grave of the Fireflies?
I heard, is that the animated movie?
Yeah, anime, the
Pretty sad.
Hirozaki. Yeah, Hirozaki. Oh, what's his name? Fucking hell. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah, whatever. Well, I think that's the guy who made Nintendo. But I think it's Miyazaki. Miyazaki, that's his name. Yep. So,
Sure.
yeah, Grave of the Fireflies. Great movie. The saddest shit you'll ever see. Makes you really cringe and just how awful it is.
I can't recall if I've seen it or not.
It's worth a watch, but just fully noted, it might make you cry or want to cry.
I don't mind crying. I was crying during Wakanda Forever on the plane.
No, you fucking weren't.
I was.
Was it that bad? You shouldn't admit that on the fucking air.
I know. Maybe I should take that back.
Is there a moment in Marvel?
Is
Is it?
I'll get teary-eyed.
Maybe. Oh, was it because of did they do a tribute to what's his name?
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, did they? Is that what made you kind of
They
tear?
did at the beginning. No, but this was in the middle of the movie.
Oh, okay. Well, is there a moment in Marvel that made you kind of cry?
Okay, saddest Marvel moment.
I have one. I'll tell
What's
you.
yours?
I'll tell you. My wife's was when Tony Stark died. Kind of made her.
Oh, okay,
misty-eyed.
yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. Mine, if there is one, and I don't think I actually cried, but do you remember Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Yeah.
So Peter Quill, Star-Lord's blue dad. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
No. That's like his actual dad, like the blue guy who raised him.
The adopted father.
Yeah, the adopted father, and he sacrifices himself, and he says
Yeah,
along
that
the
was
lines,
pretty sad.
and he's along the lines of like, I may have done none of it right, but I'm sure glad you're my boy, or something like that. I don't know. That was like the saddest moment in the entire MCU for me. But the MCU is crap now.
I teared up there in that one too.
But the MCU is crap now, so screw it.
WandaVision was sad too.
WandaVision was okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it was sad.
Yeah, it's about a girl going through grief, you know.
A grief that she made up in her head, right? Oh, you're right. No, that was Doctor Strange. Like, because if you saw the new Doctor Strange,
I did.
Yeah, in the new Doctor Strange, she's the villain, and it's because she lost her 2 imaginary kids.
Well, yeah, and Wanda, she creates like this town where she has kids with, you know.
Yeah, and she kidnaps a bunch of people and tortures them.
Yes.
I don't feel any sympathy for her. Fuck that.
All right, fine.
All right.
Maybe I just have a crush on her.
I think everyone kind of does a little bit. I think you told me that too.
Yes.
All right.
Hope you're listening out there.
An opposite reaction as to what.
You think what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah, Elizabeth Olsen is watching our podcast, our stream.
If she is.
I'm gonna tag her.
Yeah.
That might bring it up. Maybe she'll search herself and we'll come up, and she'll stick around for like almost an hour. Yeah, sure. When we get like a minute or 20 into this horror, whatever. You know what? I'm not gonna deny it's a possibility. So you know what? Cheers.
Let's go. First tag.
This is just water, by the way. Seriously.
And since I like to find the best of the best, I will seek out a psychological horror, since those specialize in taking the fear out of the hands of the filmmakers and into yours. What is scary to you? A scene like this?
I can still hear that voice.
Ah!
Whoa.
Or something like this?
Did it freeze?
Huh?
The majority is probably going to pick the scene where literally nothing happened. That is because scenes like the one in Insidious build up the tension and then allow it to release by form of jump scare or showing you the monster.
That is true. The problem with the jump scare is it gives you a release. The scariest scenes are the one where there's no release. You're on edge the entire time.
Yeah, you're just kind of feeling slightly disturbed.
Yeah, that is what I think they're like highlighting this movie a lot, but Hereditary.
Yeah.
It's a very disturbing movie, and it's because like there is no jump scares in Hereditary. It's just horribleness getting worse and worse over time.
Yeah, I think the most kind of cringy scene was you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can go ahead with
at
this
the
part.
end when I saw the mom crawling in the wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that got me.
yeah. I mean,
I didn't jump, but I was like, ooh.
It's not a jump scare kind of movie. I don't remember if there was any. The only jump scare I remember in that movie was like when the she's having a dream and she's talking to the sun and they're fighting and then the whole room catches fire. I don't even know if that counts as a jump scare really, because it doesn't just like boom. It just builds and builds and builds, but it gets released in the sense that it was a dream.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
It is like a release because they wake up.
But like jump scare to me is like they have like a loud noise along with a shocking image. Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't think Ari Aster's next movie is going to be a horror.
All right. Is that the guy who did Hereditary and
Midsommar.
Yeah. We might this stream is about to cut out soon. Just FYI.
Yeah.
So, and when it does, I'm going to refill water. Okay?
No worries.
I'm serious. It's water. I swear to God. I'm trying to cut back. I'm sloppy on the podcast when I drink too much. All right.
That was the thing in Europe. They don't have like traditional pints. They're like smaller beers.
Oh, like the ones we got at that pub in New York?
Yeah, kind of.
Where they give you 2 glasses of like...
Yeah, exactly. I would have rather had 2 instead of the tiny one that I usually got.
I won't forget the fact that he's like, when you go up to him and like you ask for a beer and he says dark or light.
Yeah.
Never had that before. I mean, I remember What's a Porter from
Yeah.
Wyoming, which was great, but like I've never just had someone say dark or light.
I like how unpretentious it is.
Yeah, and then just boom, 4 glasses right here. Go ahead.
Dark or light. Just remember how much you owe.
Yeah, he just like wasn't that the thing? He just like they didn't take our cards or anything. They just keep track in their heads, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
That's impressive, but if that works for him, great.
I'm sure it doesn't work 100% of the time.
It seems to work. They've been in business
We
for
got our money.
they've been in business for almost 200 years straight.
That's true.
No exaggeration, 200 years. You got to be doing something right.
Dark or light.
Yeah, keep it simple. All right.
However, when nothing happens, the tension never goes away.
Right.
It sticks with you until the very end of the movie. You never get the sigh of relief when the moment you feared finally comes and you can have a reset. We have films like The Babadook, where there isn't a single jump scare. We have our mother character and the child character, and right off the bat, something feels off. Every shot in their home is very gray, with little to no color. We've seen movies tackle mental illness, but nothing like this, where it takes the mother's emotions and form it into a physical creature haunting her. A creature you see for what I believe to be only 2 scenes when it's not shown in the book. This movie relies on having masterful writing, and it takes extra skill on the director's part because the audience needs to be invested in a movie where barely anything happens, and you need the viewer to connect with the characters and just watch them live out their life.
So, like, the only scene in the Babadook that made me realize there was something really genuinely supernatural going on was, like, I think she destroys the book because the kid's obsessed with it, and then the book comes back the day later. That's the only thing
Okay.
that's the only thing that's, like, supernatural.
Really?
But then, like, I think she even has this moment, like, did she really throw it out? Or, like, tear it up?
That's a sign of a good movie when you get, like, the viewer kind of questioning, like, what is actually going on right now?
Speaking of what's going on, I have a hot movie take. I was doing a podcast with Phyllis last weekend, and
Oh,
we
yeah?
discussed American Psycho.
Okay, what's the hot take?
Okay, so you've seen the movie, right? And you've read the book even, I think.
No, I haven't read the book.
But
no.
you have seen the movie. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the end, was the point of the movie that he was hallucinating and he was just crazy, he was not killing anyone, or that all of his friends and associates were such phonies and vain, vapid people, they didn't even notice that he was a serial killer?
That's a good perspective. I didn't think about it. Like, they just didn't even notice he was.
See, that's what I took. That's okay. So, like, we got into an argument because, like, he thinks the whole point of American Psycho is that's how crazy he is. He fantasized about being a serial killer. It never happened. And I thought the whole point was because they've been laying that out throughout the whole movie is like no one's paying attention to what he's saying or doing because everyone in like it's a commentary on yuppie New York elitism. Just like these people are just vapid, vain, and they don't care about actual people. So it's like
overpaid middle managers.
well, just the more fact that they don't actually listen to people. They're so narcissistic that they can't actually see what's in front of them. He's killing people right in front of them. Like, remember, like, he's dragging a body, and then one of the women just is like, where did you get that nice, like, a suit or something like that? And that goes on throughout the whole movie, and he just tells them to their face, I kill people, and they just, like, they're not listening to him, so he just, like...
Yeah.
And then it ends with, like, I think it signals that, like, at least to me, that was the commentary of the movie. The commentary was that, like, it wasn't that he was crazy. It was that everyone around him is so narcissistic, shallow, vain, that they had no idea what he was doing, and they didn't care, or they didn't care.
No, I think that's a very nuanced take on
thank
it. I think most people would be like, oh, yeah, the point of the movie was he was crazy, and they probably would touch on the superficial side, but not the perspective that, oh, they're so superficial that they...
That if one of their best friends was killing people right in front of them, they wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, they're so consumed in their own narcissism.
Right, yeah. So at least that's the take I got from the movie. I could be completely wrong. Maybe the director or writer comes out and says, no, he was just crazy. He just he was picturing it.
I think the director did come out and they wanted to leave it kind of vague at the end so that it's up to the viewer to kind of really decide.
Yeah, because it's like his last speech monologue at the end was something along the lines of like, he's like, I have no catharsis. All right, and we're back.
All right.
Okay. I only had one more thing. Go
yeah.
ahead. I only had one more thing to say about.
What were you saying?
I said I only have one more thing I wanted to say about American Psycho, and then I'll just shut up about it. Like, one of my evidence for what I believe to be the correct interpretation of the film is, so what a lot of people point out as the justification that it was all in his head is that he claimed he killed Paul Allen to his lawyer or something, and the lawyer says to him, he's like, no, Paul Allen is upstate. He's doing fine. He's all this sort of thing. Like, but earlier in the movie, Paul Allen mistook Patrick Bateman for someone else. Like, that was like the reason why he got away with killing Paul Allen is because Paul Allen didn't know who Patrick Bateman was. He thought he was someone else. And that goes along with what I'm saying is like this whole yuppie vain narcissism. They don't even care to know who you are. So when he's talking to his lawyer, he says, I killed Paul Allen. He's like, Paul Allen's alive. He's doing fine. He's like, he's thinking that someone else is Paul Allen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's at least how I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, the only one who didn't seem like that vain was his secretary.
Right, and that's why he spared her.
Yeah.
Like, he literally, like, the only reason, like, he spared her is because, like, she seemed to actually be a human being to him.
Yeah.
And he's surrounded by people who are very, very shallow and that they didn't seem like human beings.
Okay.
Anyway.
Great movie. Not
Great.
scary.
No, there's no scary part of that movie. It's actually a great movie. It's more of a comedy, really.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. Okay. You were going to say something, though?
No, I was gonna ask to continue on what you were saying about American Psycho.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's my ultimate justification is the whole mistaken identity part. It's like they probably would point to that as that's evidence that like he didn't kill Paul Allen. I'd say no. Paul Allen mistook him. So, anyways, moving on.
Some movies have it easy, where they can just show you some cool action, or make something look semi-scary and throw it at the screen, followed by a loud noise. One of my favorite shots in the movie would have to go to this one.
Claire.
It's a continuous shot of her just on the phone. She hangs up the phone, and the camera just sits, staring at an unfocused shot of the living room. Why is that scary? Well, for starters, the movie has already done its job at making the setting of the movie its own character. Every shot in the house is like one of those unnerving images, and being forced to just sit and watch a still shot of one of the rooms starts to make your mind wander. The mind gets bored when nothing is happening and starts to create things that aren't there. You start to think, this is a setup for a jump scare, or something is about to pop up and scare the shit out of me.
I do hate that feeling.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying. Yeah, he's pointing out. Is you just like you leave an open shot of an empty room, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's
His point is nothing
traditional
happens.
cinema.
Yeah, but like his point is nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah. It's in your head.
I'll wait your review. Yeah, you should probably watch the Babadook, even though I kind of spoiled it for you. It's
I kind of knew already a little bit.
all right.
I
Okay.
heard stuff.
Is when you tense up, in fear of what could happen next. And then just the phone rings again, and she goes back to answer it. Granted, with a creepy voice on the other line, but still probably not as grand as you were expecting, which is why you will probably be still left tense even after the scene is over and we've moved on. This movie's budget was only $2 million, and with that low of a budget, creating an effective movie takes an incredibly creative director. Now, when the advertisements came out for the movie Hereditary, I was very worried. It was being hyped as the next Exorcist, which, come on, it was never going to be that. And while it wasn't the next Exorcist, it certainly left a staple in horror movies. Hereditary's runtime is marked at 2 hours and 7 minutes.
I think that this woman deserved an Oscar just for this movie, to be honest. I know they never give Oscars to horror movies, but like, so you've seen Hereditary, and you would agree with me, right? She does really, really good.
Oh yeah, yeah. She does a great kind of like trying to fight back her emotions kind of character.
Oh, she does really well, and I'm surprised. Do you feel like there is an injustice because you know how like they say in the Oscars, comedy films never get recognized or superhero movies never get recognized? Like, how
Oh, you went to the category in the Golden Globe that's comedy slash musical.
Yeah,
And then was it the Martian one year? It's either comedy or musical.
The Martian. What's Matt Damon, the
Yeah.
first Martian.
Yeah.
It's not a comedy. Like, I mean, not really.
Or musical.
Oh, okay. Right. You know, like, it's true. Usually, to be fair about the Oscars in general, no one has seen most of the movies. Like, okay, so
Yeah,
what was the most like what was the last universally watched Best Picture winner? Like everyone saw.
Shakespeare in Love.
You weren't gonna say Lord of the Rings? Like seriously, Shakespeare in Love? What the fuck is wrong with you? Not even Titanic. You fucking Shakespeare in Love. What the? I was gonna say Lord of the Rings was like the last like universally watched Best Picture winner. Like everyone saw it.
Yeah, where it's like a blockbuster, but also won Best Picture.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't even know if like, I mean, what is a blockbuster?
Big budget usually comes up.
Okay, sure. Then yeah, it's
You
a
know.
blockbuster. Um, yeah, I think that was the last movie that everyone universally saw and recognized. If I were to
Yeah.
if I were to try to if I were to try to think the last five Best Picture winners, the only one I probably would have seen, like seriously, the only one I've seen is probably Parasite.
Great movie.
It's great, yeah, sure, but like the other ones, I didn't want
I
to
just
see a
watched
woman fuck a
Best Picture
fish.
winner on the plane right here. Nomadland.
That didn't win Best Picture. Best Picture
Yeah, it
was
did.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
No, this was in 2020.
See, this is I don't follow this shit anymore. Was it any good?
Kind of depressing.
I heard of a woman shits in a bucket.
Yes.
Best Picture worthy.
Yeah, I don't know if I loved it.
Yeah.
I tried to make a point of seeing all the Best Picture winners, though.
Do you see the woman fuck a fish?
Yeah, I saw them.
Okay, I haven't seen that one either. I mean, my point is that these are all like weird movies. No one wants to see this. Parasite was good. I don't know how many people saw it, but Parasite was good.
Yeah. Yeah. What would be the next best, most viewed Best Picture winner?
Of the last 20 years,
Avatar never won Best Picture, right?
nor should it.
The first one.
Uh,
I don't think it did.
what? No. Avatar
first-
didn't. It didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Slumdog Millionaire, but I don't know how many people watched that one.
Yeah, it was good, but
All I remember about that year was that that was like 2008. That was like when we were 18, but so it's an old movie now. But like I remember that Dark Knight came out that year, and everyone loved the Dark Knight, and people talked about it as like maybe it's Oscar worthy, and it didn't get
It's-
nominated.
is Dark Knight the reason why they added like 2 more nominations?
They
or
went.
was that the first Black Panther?
No. It was Dark Knight. So like they
Okay.
had for historically it only done 5 Best Picture nominees, but then like they upped it to like 8, I think. The year after Dark Knight didn't get nominated because I think a lot of people were pissed off. Like it's like this is a Best Picture quality movie and it doesn't get a nomination because it's a superhero movie. So
Yeah, well, Academy sucks, and most of the Best Pictures are usually bought.
probably, yeah. Although I haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, so is that
great
one worth
movie.
it? Okay, that one's worth it. Okay, was it Best Picture?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Was it better?
Hmm?
Okay, so I didn't see any of the Best Picture nominees, but
You
the
didn't-
one that
okay.
the one that I heard a lot of people like was Top Gun.
Great movie. You haven't seen Top Gun?
I haven't seen Top Gun. No, I haven't even
Oh,
seen the
God.
original Top Gun, so I'm not gonna watch it.
Oh my God.
I'm not
You're
gonna
missing
watch
out.
it. I'm not that all that interested in pilots.
It's a great Americana film, both of them.
Tom Cruise makes good movies. Apparently, he makes movies that people. He's like him and Keanu Reeves. They never make a bad movie, even if they are weird or because. Like I send you that pie chart with like a good actor, good movie, bad actor, bad movie. It's like Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves, bad actor, good movies. Adam Sandler, bad actor, bad movies. Johnny Depp, like good actor, bad movies. Leonardo DiCaprio, good actor, good movies. And then Nicolas Cage is everything. He can be a bad actor. He can be a good actor. He's in
You
good
don't know
movies.
what
He's
you're
in bad
getting.
movies. You don't fucking know. Right.
No, that's I'd say that's pretty true with who were you referencing? The actor. Oh, Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Tom Cruise. Yeah, Tom Cruise.
I can't remember the worst movie. Probably the remake of The Mummy.
Oh yeah, that's true. He did do that.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, Tom Cruise is a guy I don't think people respect as an actor, but he seems to make movies that people want to see.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Because I don't know, because maybe because he does all of his own stunts, people respect that. Like it's really happening. It's not just a green screen.
I don't know if that's it.
It's kind of cool. Like, I mean, what makes like some of the old action adventure movies fun? It's like you were actually watching real stunts a little bit. People could actually get hurt. It's like kind of impressive to see stuff. Like Raiders of the Lost Ark was a real like fight going on in a car chase. That was all organized and choreographed. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise is actually doing a Halo jump, you know.
Right.
I don't know. I respect actors though that have stunt artists just because, you know, just another person to, you know, get paid.
Sure, but does it make you feel like you're being cheated at all?
Like an authenticity kind of thing.
You lose authenticity.
I can't say I've noticed it that much. I don't watch like action movies and I'm like, oh wow. I think about the stunt artists that too much, or
You know,
how that meshes with the.
Well, okay, so go back to Lord of the Rings really quick. You know, Viggo Mortensen, he does a lot of the sword fighting in that movie.
Does he? I'm impressed.
Yeah, like I think the expert sword fighter they brought in to train the actors and stunt doubles or whatever said that Viggo Mortensen was a natural and he just picked everything up really well and he just had a natural hand-eye coordination and reflex. So like I think he did a lot of his own stunts in those movies.
All right, good on him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have it too much against it either. So
Okay.
I just personally, I don't feel like I'm losing anything from, you know.
I feel like I lose part of my soul when I watch a movie with fake stunts. If I see a green screen, it pisses me. Yeah.
Love Steven Seagal movies.
Steven Seagal does all of his own stunts, even if they suck. Even if it's just a fat guy punching someone unauthentically and they give the fall.
At least it's him doing it.
Yeah. And he's really pro-Russia.
Oh.
Because he's respected there.
Like the Russia's version of the Presidential Medal of Freedom or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think Steven Seagal is like pro-Russia. He shills for Russia because he's more popular there than he is here. So.
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do, I guess.
Right. Be like Dennis Rodman shilling for North Korea. Which I think he's done. Well,
No, he has.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
2 hours of that runtime is nothing but talking. And that's because the director wasn't looking to just make a horror movie. He was looking to make a family drama where horror situations started to occur to them. Most of its scares don't include something otherworldly or loud. It's just scenes like this.
Just say it. Just fucking say it. Don't you swear at me, you little shit. Don't you ever raise your voice at me. I am your mother. Do you understand?
They look nothing alike, though.
I know. I was thinking that most of the movie.
I was distracted by the fact that like I don't believe that this kid is their son. He doesn't look anything like their parents.
I didn't really love his character or his acting.
Right.
And all I get back is that fucking face on your face. Oh, what a waste. If it could maybe brought us together or something. Because nobody admits anything they've done.
That's some good acting.
That's what I mean.
The
She can yell.
effectiveness of the scene depends on
Also like the dad. He's a good.
The dad didn't do anything. He was pointless.
Exactly. Well, he does a good pointless dad.
Okay. Hey,
Like-
you're really good at standing in the corner.
Like he's really good at not believing what's going on.
You ever seen Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what my favorite character in Stranger Things is, and Mary would tell you this.
Yeah.
It's Mike's dad.
And is he in the first 2 seasons?
He's in every season. I think
Okay.
he steals the scene to me because like he is the most like uninvested father ever. It's like seriously, swear to God, if you rewatch that show, just pay attention to every scene Mike's dad is in because he
How
is
much
like
he cares about his kids.
he is just like the most phone it in kind of like father there is.
Okay, I'll have to watch for that. Then.
Please do, because and then you'll just every single time you watch that show, just when you see that character come up, remember this is my favorite character. This is Jet's favorite. This is Karen's favorite.
Even worse than Homer Simpson.
No, Homer actually cares about his kids, and he does it, and he
yeah.
does a good. He's puts his kids in horrible danger. He's terrible in that
he's
way.
he's not a great dad, but he at least
But he
puts
does
in an effort.
Yeah, he puts in an effort and he does care in that sense. This dad is like he's just like there at the kitchen table, like not listening, not paying attention, just there.
Okay.
It's an amazing
Mike's
job.
dad.
Mike's dad, yes.
Oh, they would probably sit and just feel uncomfortable and may have a bit of tension to them. But there are people who have sat through this in their own lives, and to them, this scene is scary. These movies have a way of making you think, what if I was in this situation? And that mere idea scares you. It is when your own thoughts are able to frighten you more than the movie itself, the idea that this could happen to anyone. Hereditary takes the threat more away from the ghosts and more into the hands of what can happen to a person who has dealt with feelings of grief and loss, or who have been raised in poor
that's what
families. The Babadook takes a feeling most people deal with.
There is no ghost in Hereditary. Was he saying there was a ghost in Hereditary? Or am I?
Oh yeah,
there was a ghost. Yeah, shit.
The dude, the girl. Yeah.
The grandma.
Oh yeah, the grandma too. Yeah.
You know what I didn't like about Hereditary? It had such a weird fucking ending. Like, it just didn't make any. That's the only thing I don't like about Hereditary. It was a great movie, but the ending was so weird. I don't know what to make of it.
With all the cultists, right? And they're trying to.
Yeah, and then there's the rotten corpse of the grandma, like
Yeah.
bowing down to the boy, and the boy is supposed to be the reincarnation of the grandma. I think that's what it was supposed
I
to
kind
be.
of like it, maybe because it's not what I would have expected out of a normal movie.
Okay. I don't think that like there's always this like notion that like a film is great when you don't see the ending coming.
That's true. We put too much emphasis on that.
On the twist, right? But
Yeah.
like the twist has to make sense. That's the thing. You can't just basically like throw a twist at you. I bet you didn't see that one coming. Yeah, because you didn't do anything that make sense. Like the greatest twists are the ones where like, yeah, you didn't see it coming, but then you piece
You
it
were
together.
expecting something.
Well, no, that you piece it together on the second watching. Like like you go back
Oh.
into this scene. Oh, this meant this and this meant that, and like obviously the best example is Sixth Sense. And then you start to realize
True.
Bruce Willis doesn't interact with anyone other than the kid. And he doesn't actually open
Yeah.
any doors, and he doesn't talk to the mom. It's implied that he talks to the mom, but he never talked to the fucking mom.
Yeah, that is a crazy thing when you watch a whole movie not knowing the twist, and then you have to rewatch it and then just see all the signs.
Right, exactly. So, like, it would have been a twist if Hereditary ended with a dinosaur, like, coming about and eating everyone. That would have been a twist. No one would have saw that coming. Doesn't mean it's good.
Doesn't mean it's good, yes. We'll call that a, what's worse than a twist? A turn.
Yeah, sure. You know, if I was a eccentric billionaire and I could just do what I want, I would finance a movie, like a real World War II drama, like
Oh, so
serious.
you're gonna go like The Room.
Oh no. Yeah, that guy's a billionaire. What the fuck? But I would finance a really, really good drama movie, probably surrounding around World War II or something serious, and then end the movie with a impromptu rap dance. And then I would show it to like testing audiences, and they say this is stupid, this ruins the whole movie, and I wouldn't care. Release it. I don't care if it makes
About the movie together.
brings it-
movie without the scene.
It'd be Saving Private Ryan that ends with a dance sequence.
That is kind of like
No one would see it coming.
what's that movie where it's the heist and then they all become vampires?
Oh, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
That's a
That's kind of like that almost.
a movie that takes a sharp left turn,
Yeah.
which is funny because like when I first saw that movie, I knew nothing about it, and then just like out of nowhere, it just shifts to.
Dramatically.
It ruined the movie for some people. My wife hated it because of the way it shifted.
Really?
Another movie like that actually that you know is a movie that you and I watched together, The World's End.
Trying to remember the end of the movie.
So The World's End is the
wait,
British
the
comedy,
bar crawl.
the pub crawl, and it's
Yeah.
just sort of a basic like coming of age comedy, and then robots. Just
Yeah.
robots took over the whole time. I just think those kind of movies, like when they just take an unexpected left turn in the middle of the movie, that's kind of fun.
I know. I was kind of hoping more like be a bar crawl, and then they'd like, I don't know, re get together and some crazy things would happen, but not
Crazy
robots.
things did happen. Like I remember, like I've shown this movie to a few people, like and like for the guys who I've shown this movie to, they love it. They love the twist and it makes it even better. And the women think it just makes it stupid. Like I showed it to my mom and I showed it to my wife, and both of them like were into the story that was going on, and then it just shifts to robots, and then it's like so fucking stupid. Like they didn't want to watch it anymore.
Maybe because like it ruins like the relationship dynamic between.
I know because it builds up a good dramedy of like these are five friends returning to a town, they're reliving their childhood, but then one of them's not grown up.
Yeah, exactly.
It tells the
It's like your run of the mill kind of.
Yeah, you've seen movies like this. Like everyone knows movies like that. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
with robots.
they still tell that story. It's just they tell it with killer robots.
Yeah, it's not the same story without it.
I love movies like that, to be honest. Not Hereditary, because the Hereditary was like telling one story up until the very end where it got really weird.
Yeah, it wasn't like a sharp turn.
No, it was like 95% of a movie that like made sense, and then the final 5% made no sense to me.
Well, yeah, like doubled down on kind of everything going on
Yeah, sure.
in a way.
And turn it into its villain, setting up examples of what not to be, or else something like this is entirely possible. To not let emotions bottle up until they manifest into something worse, or that there are better ways to handle the feelings of tragic loss than to let it consume you, or lashing out at the people closest to you, resenting the other people close to you because of it, and being able to see what succumbing to that can do to a person and how real a movie is able to make it feel is truly scary. We have the
I didn't follow any of that. Did you follow that? I mean, I was zoning
Not
out.
really.
I
was just looking at the scenes.
Yeah, I was looking at the scenes too. I was not listening to what he said. Is it worth it? No, I'm just keep going.
Babadook that deals with the importance of not allowing grief to overcome your way of life and to find ways to let go. Hereditary deals with how your upbringing doesn't define who you are unless you let it.
And then I realize I am to blame. Or not that I'm to blame, but I am blamed.
Good acting, but not good writing. I didn't know what she meant by that either. Okay, but we're missing the context of the whole story. So, look at this woman on the right here. She's like, this fucking bitch is hogging all my spotlight.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, it's supposed to be my turn to cry. Everyone's supposed to feel sorry for me.
This is my moment.
Right.
They need like that Oscar music they start playing when someone goes on too long.
They should totally do that like double like AA or group therapy. It's just like
you've gone over here 2 minutes.
it's like, you know, you go my way. Okay, come on. It's like, I thought we're supposed to care about one another. It's like we do, but like we care
I don't
about
get paid by
everyone.
the hour.
Yeah, we care about everyone here. So let's give it like just let it go. One like a group therapist just basically say like just like get over yourself.
Get over yourself.
Yeah, they're always so
Yeah.
sensitive. Why don't there be just one group therapist like counselor just like say like get over yourself. Come on, your kid died. It's not the end of the world.
You're paying me too much money.
They don't get paid that much, I don't think. I think group therapy isn't group therapy
Group
mostly
therapy.
volunteers and like isn't the whole idea of group therapy is like it's everyone? There might be one trained counselor, but I don't think they get paid very much. I mean,
it probably like similar to like a social worker.
yeah. So I mean, I'm sure there could be group therapy sessions like where there's like with a psychiatrist that gets paid well, but I feel like most like group therapy counselors are usually like borderline volunteer. Like it's like I don't think they make much.
I don't think so either. If I don't know any personally, but yeah.
I think usually it's like a sponsor of like I'm picturing like AA, and then like there was one sponsor who was really good and he stuck with it for a long time, and he's just sort of guiding the group by seniority sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know how that kind of hierarchy is structured within AA, although I think it's all volunteer based.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
There you go.
Yeah. So Tina and Karen go to AA.
You go, hey.
Probably for the best, actually. All right.
We have a
It'll be
movie
fun hearing all the stories.
Fun? Yeah. I sold my kid as a prostitute so I could pay for my next hit.
I guess there was in the metaverse there were some AA meetings going on, and this woman loved to go in and listen in on the stories and everything. And then they found out she wasn't like actually an alcoholic. She just went in there to listen to all their stories.
That's literally the plot to Fight Club. No, yeah, that's the whole plot to
That's true.
Like the guy just like gets addicted to support groups, so he goes to support groups because it helps him sleep. All right.
That's true.
Yeah.
feelings about.
Like, I mean, like, who's to say she wasn't an alcoholic, though? I mean, like, isn't that subjective at that point? Like, or she was, like, completely sober? She never had drank ever?
Yeah, maybe alcohol was, like, a problem for her. She wasn't having enough.
How do you know? Okay. How do you know she's, like, just, like, well, I drink a glass of wine or two a night. No, a glass of wine or two every week, you know? I need to join AA.
Yeah, I got a problem.
Problem.
I can't afford this.
It's subjective at that point. Like, who are you to say what's an alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
Like, could you just tell someone like he's like I drink till I'm pass out drunk every night. Are you waking up in your own piss? No.
Well, then
You're
no.
not an alcoholic.
You're
Get the
good.
fuck out of
Sorry.
here. You're good. It's like this is for the real alcoholics.
Yeah. This is AAA.
Yeah, this is AA. This is not like fucking amateur hour.
No amateur alcoholics.
Yeah, amateur alcoholics. That's what it is. AA is amateur alcoholics.
Yeah.
Which, in the simplest of terms, deals with paranoia. The fear
Oh,
that
yeah,
someone
we saw
can
that
find
movie
ways to
together.
harm
The Witch?
Everyone else.
Yeah.
The Witch was so overrated. I don't know why people
Yeah.
like it. Because it's all spoken in Old English, or not Old English, but Middle English style.
Yeah, I guess like it's pretty like true to its time.
I guess it's just hard to watch. I mean, it's not. What I remember is the witch was hot. That's what I remember. Like, you know, the kids go off into the woods and there's this like beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there was that.
The wishes were hot.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, I was not expecting the goat to be the devil.
That was actually just a shock.
Yeah.
Makes a little sense, doesn't it? The goat
Well,
is
yeah,
a symbol
it
of
feels
Satan.
like just like a family drama until that point.
Yeah, that's the problem. I kept thinking it was gonna get better than it was, but it didn't. I think the first like quarter of the movie was gonna set up something really good, and then like the next like 70% of the movie was just basically family drama. That's what it felt
never
like.
Really like led me to believe that there might be something supernatural really going on.
But that's how I feel. Like I felt like the beginning of the movie was setting up a really good story, and then it was just, like I said, like just a bunch of internal family fighting for most of the movie until the very end.
Yeah.
Until the very end, when you find out,
It
The
did
goat-
make the twist even more surprising.
the goat's the devil.
Yeah.
All right.
The premise of The Witch takes us into the eyes of a family from the 1630s in New England, where everyone in the family thinks the other is a witch. Mostly the mother having suspicion the daughter is one. However, the focal point isn't on the mother's suspicion, it's on how the daughter is affected by having her mom treat her differently because of her paranoia. How easily it is to let the fear of what could be take over and tear apart a family, not knowing if there's ever really a witch hiding within the crowd. Now we have an outlier, a movie that breaks this formula of how we shouldn't let emotions overcrowd judgment and sanity, and that movie would be Midsummer.
Controversial take. Don't like Midsummer.
I know. I've seen it a few times. I do like it.
You like it? Okay. Well,
I do. Yeah.
let's hear what he
I
has to
think
say.
I like it more than Hereditary.
No.
I think I do.
Okay. Well, let's hear him. I'm gonna hear him out, but like, my opinion is Midsummer is vastly overrated. Once again, Hereditary's not, but Midsummer's not. But Midsummer.
Go too in depth about this movie because honestly you need to see it for yourself. But we have our main character who has a tragic event occur in her life and she's trying to find ways to cope
Which never comes up again.
with it.
And
You see her slip a little bit.
it is.
Going to be-
It is pretty traumatic though. That beginning.
I kind of remember that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, suck it up.
But you
Group
totally
therapy.
forget
Suck it up.
about it like midway through the movie.
Yeah, I know. That's my point. Yeah, it just doesn't come up.
Paranoid, stricken with grief and hallucinate. And you see her treat the people around her differently because she fears the same could happen to her. Okay, now we're into heavy spoilers, so click away if you want to see the movie for yourself, which you should.
I don't think you should. So anyone who's still watching at this point, please just watch this spoiler and save yourself some time.
Save your time.
Yeah. Let's get going. We only have a little bit more time left.
Our main character gets her happy ending. By the end of the movie, she has found a way to forget about what has happened to her, and the movie ends with a smile on her face, pleased and in a better mood. Which is good, right? Well, if by good you mean she joined a cult and killed her boyfriend by sticking him in a bear costume, paralyzing him, and setting him on fire.
Typical.
That's an awesome take.
Typical European vacation.
Yeah.
Right, Tina?
Oh yeah, have a few too much flower tea and
See, this is why I would not
up
go.
in the woods in a bear suit.
This is why I would not. Okay, Nicolas Cage. This is why I would not go to Europe with you. I totally feel like you would turn on me and just sacrifice me.
Would be the-
This movie takes place in like Sweden, and I remember my wife when we were watching it was just like, "Why are all these like weird cults in Sweden?" It's like most. Well, I mean, there's a lot of movies about like these like weird pagan cults in like Scandinavia and Sweden mostly.
Maybe because it's like the more forested part of Europe out
Could
in
be.
the middle of nowhere.
Could be, yeah. But it was just like when we were watching Midsummer, he's like, "Where's this supposed to be again?" I said, "Like I think like Sweden or Scandinavia," and then like she says, "Why are all the weird cults in Sweden?" Because there are multiple horror movies like in this sort of genre of like American tourists go to Sweden and weird stuff happens by weird people.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like troll movies in Norway too.
Yeah. Right.
All these movies I
It's just the cold weather or something makes people weird.
Maybe.
mentioned before is about
I always thought it was because partly because Sweden prides itself as a progressive country, and I think part of being progressive is sort of like rejecting Christianity, and part of rejecting Christianity is embracing paganism.
Okay.
So that was my only like kind of
Theory.
theory as to why it always seems to be Sweden like that makes all these weird pagan movies. But
people who
There's no
live in
British pagan movies, are there?
no, Finns are just
Yes.
alcoholics,
Happy ones.
but leading in suicide.
It
That's a contradiction, isn't it?
is a weird contradiction.
Well, like
isn't it?
I saw a meme one time, a Finnish meme, but it was like Finland, like when you're the happiest country on earth because all the depressed people kill themselves.
Yeah, we beat each other up.
Right. I can imagine being depressed when like there's very little sunlight, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
feelings and because of that do bad things. However, in this movie, our main character doesn't get taken over. She lets everything out, recovers, and lives in a way that she is accepting, leaving people even more terrified because it shows their main character, who throughout the movie was always questioning the intentions of the cult, eventually joining in and becoming the leader of it.
I know it looks extreme, but we.
I don't know why I'm here, Pele. I don't know why you invited us. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know. And I can't.
Come on, come on, sit down, Fanny, please. Please sit down.
The way these movies can dig deep into a person's psyche and show it on screen is truly an accomplishment, and it's a feature I don't see in any other genre. To see a person go from sane to insane has always fascinated me, which is what all these movies have in common. And what makes these movies scarier than most is that they don't do anything to normally scare you. They leave the fears up to you, because what you are able to come up with in your own head is yours, and it's what is scary to you, and only you know what scares you. Now,
Who's okay? So who made Hereditary and Midsummer?
Ari Aster.
Ari Aster. He must have a fascination with cults.
Yeah, that's the thing I got with like. There's like these old folky vibes, to his movies.
Yeah.
But
mean,
they're
I'm just-
not like fully fleshed out. Like he doesn't go like too in depth. It's just that they're kind of based on some older. I don't know.
Doesn't he have like another horror movie come out soon?
No, that's the thing. I don't think his next movie is.
That's
the one
right.
With
It
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, and it's not exactly. It didn't look like a horror. We watched the trailer to that one, didn't we?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but yeah, it looked like more mind bendy.
Yeah, I can't. I'd have to look more into it because you're right. I don't remember enough about it, but it was. Joaquin Phoenix was the main guy, and I don't think it looked like a horror. But maybe
Yeah.
these movies didn't look like horrors if you watched the trailers. Who knows?
That's
I don't.
true.
Yeah. All right, we got a little bit more, and we're done.
not the film.
It might cut out. I'm gonna bring it back in case it does.
filmmakers.
Okay.
So why would they even try? The only person that can scare you better than anyone else is you, and the filmmakers know that and use it to their advantage, which is why psychological horror is truly the best genre of film I've probably ever seen.
That's The Witch. That wasn't Hereditary.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that was
I can't disagree
No, I can't. Well, I can disagree with his opinion.
on Midsommar.
Definitely on Midsummer. But just that like, psychological horror is necessarily the best. I agree with a lot of what he had to say, but truthfully, I like the unknown. Well, you know, he kind of brought that up in a bit. Like, it's scarier not knowing what's going on.
The tension's never released.
It's never released. I didn't feel that with Witch, but I definitely felt that with Hereditary and Babadook. So those are good
with
ones.
which I couldn't really tell which way it was leaning. It didn't seem like it was leaning one way or the other, so I didn't invest too much in like the horror, the witch aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
with Hereditary though, and I definitely knew there was something going on for quite some time, and just kind of builds.
Right. So yeah, I saw two pretty good movies that are worth seeing in this list. One somewhat good, Midsummer, and then actually, you know what? I'll say Witch is somewhat good too. No, Witch is not worth watching. Midsummer is worth watching, but I don't like it.
Okay, not for everyone. No.
Hereditary is the only one that I think is truly great.
Okay, the best,
Best
more
one.
than Babadook.
Yeah, Babadook was good, but Hereditary sticks with me. I don't remember much from Babadook, but I remember
Okay.
a lot from Hereditary. Mostly just the
They
creepy
never
little
made a
girl.
second Babadook, did they?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's that kind of movie.
Okay.
It's a low.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of loses Babadook 2.
Yeah.
With it kind of gives away everything.
Babadook 2, Electric Boogaloo.
We got 20 seconds of the monster.
Yeah, that's right. But you know, like horror is the most profitable film genre. They're
That's
usually
true. If you got a budget of like 2 million, then
they're usually pretty cheap to produce, and they usually make a lot of money. Like, how many big stars star in horror movies? Never. You never have to pay a big star to star in a horror movie because no one ever cares. You just need a
a lot of
screen.
big stars start in horror movies, though.
True.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston.
Johnny Depp.
The guy who plays Jaime from Game of Thrones.
Well, what movie was he in?
He was in Mama.
The what?
Mama.
Mama?
Yeah. You ever seen
Never
Mama?
heard of that.
Oh,
No.
Mama's good. Mama's a really good one, actually.
It's a horror movie?
Yeah. It's a really good
Okay.
horror movie, actually. Yeah. He plays like an adoptive uncle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to check it out then.
He's like,
Mama and Babadook.
I remember we were watching it, and like, it's just like I said, the guy looks familiar. He's like, is that Jamie Lannister?
Really?
Jamie fucking Lannister. Yeah. All right.
I want to see him in more stuff.
Yeah, he's good. I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, I got nothing more to say. What'd you think?
Yeah, I think he was pretty on point. I disagree with like reasons why I think people watch horror movies. Just from a personal standpoint, I don't watch them because I need to change how I'm feeling. I just watch them just because they're good.
I like horror. Yeah, I watch horror movies because I want to. I think horror movies is the most creative. Sometimes you get the most unexpected stuff.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to be scared. It's just like I like that tension, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, where I'm wondering what's going on.
Right. That's actually the best part. Yeah. You just like
Yeah.
there's a mystery to it.
Exactly.
Films with
It
good mysteries keeps you invested, keeps you interested.
It's thought provoking.
Right. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oculus is another movie that's kind of semi-psychological, semi-supernatural. It's difficult to say what's real.
Oculus?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a whole list going on
All
here.
right, we'll have to watch them. All
Apparently
right.
the new Evil Dead is getting really good ratings.
You and I should watch that one.
Yeah. Oh, I saw the trailer makes it look good.
It
I
does.
liked it.
But I just love Evil Dead in general. So as long as Ash shows up at the end with like a boomstick, it's gonna be cool.
Okay.
If that doesn't happen,
that's
it's
the one,
sad.
that's the one caveat.
Well- All right, we got cut off there. As I was, wait, what were we saying?
The new Evil Dead movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, that would be an unexpected twist if just at the very end, Ash just shows up and shoots people.
During a rap dancing.
That starts a rap dance, yeah. An impromptu rap dance. You do it the left step to the left. You just take a step to the left and you put your boomstick in the air, and that's how you do the Ash.
I don't think it's it doesn't feel like an Evil Dead movie unless he's in it, right?
He was in the
some part.
Yeah, he was in the remake in the end credits scene. So.
Okay, in the end credits.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
stayed to the end of that movie because I thought he was gonna make some sort of cameo, and he did. There.
How was the remake? I don't know if I saw it.
Really? Oh, it was really good.
It was? Okay.
That's another one worth watching. That one is another one. That one is more super. Yeah, that one actually is gory. That's the.
Okay.
It's like painfully gory. There's some scenes that like,
A little too
too visual,
like
too much.
okay.
Painful
Like the
to watch.
tree reaping scene in the first one.
Yeah, kind of. Even worse though. There's things that like are they're
Oh.
painful scenes that are just like painful to watch, and then you're just like, can't. They're not like in that sense. They're not scary. They're disgustingly and painful and cringe,
No, that's not what I want in an Evil Dead movie.
like torture porn.
Like Hostel.
Like Hostel, yeah. Like
Yeah.
it gets brutally violent and disgustingly gory. But there's a lot of blood. There's
Oh, yes.
all right.
Gore porn.
Yes. All right. So horror movies. It's not
Yeah.
October, but you should still go watch them. They're amazing.
Yeah, it's like it's the early part of the year is October. It's spring October.
This is the October of spring.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the mirror image.
Right. All right. So for Tina and Karen do the tube, I am Karen.
Tina.
Welcome back from Europe. Good old US of A.
Good day. Good to be back.
America, fuck yeah. All right. Stay safe, everyone, and stay hydrated. We love you.